this is boiling. I'm gonna dump this in, get my tongs. So the most important thing about anytime you're blanching a vegetable, which this is great for asparagus, Brussels sprouts, green beans, you wanna make sure that you have your ice water like right there, like she's ready to go. This person's, yep. Because the asparagus takes like no time at all. So you're basically just gonna get it like, as soon as this can like bend, it's ready. See how it's not quite flexible? We're gonna let that boil. I know, it's exciting. Almost ready. So yeah, see how little this takes? Let me show you one. Like look, it's like super flexy. Can you see? Yeah. So I'm gonna just dunk it in the water. It takes like no time at all. And sometimes I'll get like the giant asparagus that's like this thick. That's gonna take some time, but these are nice and normal sized, quote, normal size. So take them, ice bath. That's it, you did it. That's one thing down. And then what we're gonna do later is we're gonna let this cool down. You're gonna shock it in that ice water. We're gonna saute these with the garlic later, but for now it can just hold cold, ready to go. Put you over here. Okay, so next, go ahead and dump that water. You can use the same pot, but I have two. So dump your asparagus water. And then you're gonna go ahead and we're gonna get more water in there and we're gonna do our potatoes next. You can peel these if you want to. I do not peel potatoes because frankly, life is too short to peel potatoes. The skins are delicious. And just like, why? My mom recently said, she was like, I hate skins in my mashed potatoes. I always used to peel it for you kids. And I was like, what?
Like,
No.
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry, what? And first of all, let's back it up, Mom. Let's be honest. You are doing your mashed potatoes from a box, okay?
Yeah, for real.
That was some like, what is it, Hungry Jack or whatever? Is that what it is? Like you were doing, I mean, no judgment, but like, let's get it, don't get it twisted, lady.
Yeah.
So you can peel your potatoes if you want. I don't like to peel potatoes because the skin's like the best part. I cut this into about 6 or 4, depending on how quickly I need it to cook, like 6 pieces, like, you know, chunky.
Oh, someone asked, can they cook the potatoes in the asparagus water?
I would not do that because it's gonna taste real funky.
Noted.
And it'll be green. Like it gets that like asparagus smell and taste. So I cut this in about 6 pieces. The smaller you cut it, the faster they cook. The bigger, the slower, basically. So stick that in there, and then where's my salt? Salt your water. Don't be shy. You literally can't over salt potatoes. Well, I say literally, you could literally do that, but the odds of you doing that are pretty low. So I'm gonna turn this on. And then
make sure to put salt in there.
Salt up that water. Okay, so then I'm gonna just like leave this alone for now. She's just gonna do her thing. It's gonna take about 30 minutes to get these boiled and then we'll be good. Let's do our chopping. So I like to, just like little chef tips when I'm at home, I like to do all of my chopping at once so that I can like then take this cutting board and like throw it in the sink. So we're gonna do that. Go ahead and take your garlic. Ooh, this little second camera is like rocking my world, you guys. Look at those just man hands, spider hands. Y'all knew what you signed up for, my weirdness. Okay, so take about 4, I wanna say we'll do 1 for the garlic and like 2 for the asparagus. There are recipes for this. I'm gonna eyeball it. And Vanessa should be, are you posting the recipes in chat?
Oh yeah, let me do that.
Yeah, Vanessa's gonna do that too. She'll post them in the chat so y'all have them. Okay, so, yeah. So what I do is I'm just gonna take them and just smash, get in there, and then I peel it because it just makes it easier. I know, it's like riveting. And I'm also prepared for like everything that my hands are just gonna smell like garlic for the rest of the night. Huzzah. You can, if you rub your hands against stainless steel, that actually gets rid of that smell.
Really?
Yeah, it's really weird.
Noted.
Yeah. Can I hear you?
Yeah.
Okay, good. I was like,
I'm in your mic.
oh, you're in my mic. She's in my bike. And I'm in all of your houses right now. Which, yeah, I said that and I was like, that's the creepiest thing I could have said to people that I want to like watch me do things. I'd like to see your house. Like a total weirdo. Okay, last one. I'm not gonna do this one. I'm not gonna do you. Okay, so what I do, I'm gonna take my knife. Let me clean her off a little bit so it doesn't look gross. Can you see, I've got my little nubby end, like the little root end. Can y'all see that? Boom. I cut that off. I cut that off of all of them. I'm gonna just smash the hell out of that one. That's okay, because we're gonna mince it anyways, so.
Someone's asking me if you're wearing an asparagus bracelet.
I am. So this is like, it's hilarious whenever I'm doing tastings or events. You can tell like how long I've been at work based on the like numbers of rubber bands I have on my hands. Like I'll come home and there's just like 10 rubber bands. Is that weird? I should take it off. Nah, it's good. Okay, so what I do is line them all up. I'll do like one at a time, take it, and then just start just slicing it. Basically, it doesn't have to be perfect. You'll notice, like, you know how some people do their little fancy knife hand? I've never been able to master that the years that I've been doing this. I think it's because I have really long fingers and they don't fold right. They don't fold right. It's fine. So just kind of get them in there. Y'all see me chopping? Trying to get around. I said this the last time we did a cook along, but just in case you weren't there, make sure if you're using a knife like this, like see your knife, see the shape of your knife? This is supposed to like do this on the board. It's supposed to rock back and forth. It's not this. When people do this, it drives me crazy. That's not the right kind of knife. You can do that with a knife that has a flat edge, but not this one. You just want to rock it. Keep that tip on the board. So then I gather it all up like that, and then I will put my hand on it and just run my knife through. And then make weird sound effects. I'm realizing you guys all can hear that. Don't be weird with your microphone. God. So then it's just constantly scraping into a line and running through. I know, it's fascinating. Until it's all small. You can also, if you are doing a lot of this is what I actually do, is run it in a food processor. Just does all the work for you. But I'm also like, like when I'm at home, I don't usually use equipment because I don't want to pull it out of whatever black hole of the kitchen cabinetry it's in. Like, I just don't want to deal with that. Okay, so I'm gonna just pull all of that and put it in a little bowl. Sometimes I'll keep it on the board. Like when I'm at home, I keep everything on the board, like lined up in little piles, but you know, since I'm showing you guys, I wanna give room for you to see all the things. Okay, so since I have my board out still, I'm gonna go ahead and start chopping up the herbs as well. So cute little herbs. I've got my rosemary. Just in case you don't know how to do rosemary, you've got your sprig. You want to take it and then like strip it from the top down, right? So top down, boom. And then we'll just, I think 2 sprigs is perfect for the amount of butter that you have. You can adjust this based on your taste. So if you like more rosemary than parsley, you can do that. You could do tarragon, which would be really good. You can do basil. The reason, sorry, you're gonna get a weird shot of the parsley. The reason I wanted to do a compound butter is that you can do compound butters for a lot of different things. You can throw anything you want in there. You can do dried herbs. You can do like a tomato basil one. You can do a chipotle lime. Like there's all kinds of fun things. As long as you have butter and herbs and or spices, you are good to go. Okay. So same thing, I take my parsley, I'm gonna smash it up into like a little, as tight of a ball as I can get, and then I start running my knife through it. Super easy. You can get as close to that stem as possible, but you know, it's not gonna be perfect. Like I would never in a million years take the time to like, watch, can you see this? Let me peel off every little leaf. Like I just, no. Nobody has time for that. I say that like, no one has time for that, but it's true. I mean, these days you have a little more time for that, but I'm still not gonna do it. I refuse. Okay, so I just keep chopping and putting in a line, chop and put in a line. Sorry, I feel like this is like the most exciting part of it is just the part where I focus down and just like don't pay attention to what y'all are doing.
Well, Kaylee's right there with you.
Yeah, Kaylee. Yeah.
And Ashley just cried laughing.
Yeah, good. Love it. They watched my blooper reel and they loved your editing, by the way.
Thank you, but that was all Meg.
All me being weird. This is like what I can't, like I love doing live stuff. And then when it comes to like pre-recorded or taped things, I'm just like, what? I gotta say a thing that you want me to say several times. Like it's just for some reason, my brain doesn't understand it. So yeah, just run your knife through the same thing, chop it up. Nice and small, it doesn't have to be perfect. Oh, she's Berlin. Okay, perfect. So I got all my herby herbs. Oh my God, I'm such a weirdo. I'm saying things in the weird, my herby herbs. Jesus, okay.
Good.
Yeah. Okay, so we're gonna do, what did I say we're gonna do next? I have my little list. Yeah, we're gonna do the butter. Okay, because this needs to sit in the fridge for a little bit. Not too long, just a little bit. So you have your stick of butter. You're gonna take off about 2 tablespoons and we're gonna put that to the side. It's gonna be for our potatoes. And the rest we're gonna do the compound butter. You will have leftovers most likely. It's good on everything, so just know that. I'll put my butter to the side. So you're gonna take this, stick it in your little block. I'm gonna be honest with you, I pulled this out, but it's really cold today, and I feel like it's just not, it's not as like cold as I want it to be, so I'm just gonna, I have a metal bowl, so I'm just gonna stick it in here for a minute.
Oh,
I know that looks weird.
it's a good little trick.
Yeah. Well, it's a clean bowl. Oh, that was a great sound. But it melted it a little bit, which is great. So then I can actually work with it. You could be very careful and like stick it in the microwave, and you have to kind of like turn it on for a second, turn it, like flip the butter, turn it on for another couple of seconds and do that. But you don't want, I don't want it to be too melty. I just want it to be pliable. You guys, it's fall. Ugh. Sweater weather. I just immediately, I was like, oh, is it below 80? I'm gonna wear a sweater today. Plastic wrap. You're going to scrape all of the butter out and stick it on that wrap. And y'all see, stick it on the wrap, just like that. Made a place for my dirty dishes. All right, let me get closer to you. Let me get closer to you. You see? Okay, so then you're gonna take it and just you're gonna smash it into like a little, there we go, just like that. And you're just gonna roll it up. Roll it up. And you're gonna take it and you're gonna twist. Twist, twist, twist. Look at that. See how it's a tight little cylinder? And just like that. Do camera one. Let me see if I can show them. Boop. Like a little bowl, little nest. Would you mind sticking this into?
I would. No, I will.
Yeah. I'm sorry. Thank you. She's gonna put that in the fridge for me. So that's gonna let it firm up a bit, which is what you want, so that it gets nice and solid, because you're gonna slice into that before you are ready to plate. Started, I am using a cast iron skillet. You can use anything that you can stick in the oven. So just make sure it doesn't have any like plastic or whatever. It needs to be something that's like all metal or oven safe, right? I love cast iron because it holds the heat really well. And I think it has a little bit, it's a little less smoky than a normal kind of than stainless steel. Like just, it doesn't smoke as much. Super important. You just want to make sure you have something that's oven safe. Let's season our filet. I got this from H-E-B today, don't judge me. I just didn't want to like do a whole, like buy a whole filet, like a whole beef tenderloin. So just so y'all know, a little nerd information for you. Filet mignon means like filet is like piece of meat basically, and then mignon just means small. So when you have a beef tenderloin, you have like the big part, and then you have the tail end. This is like a piece from that tail end. So it's like the small piece. Okay, so I've got your filet. I just realized also that y'all are just gonna see me using my hands, and that's just what we're doing today.
Well, at home, I mean,
at home, like, yeah, I use my hands, or like when I'm doing chicken, I'll use tongs. I'll be official. Okay, so salt and pepper, and like, I do mean this literally. you literally cannot, I'm gonna put oil in my pan. You cannot over season filet mignon. You just can't do it. Cause look how thick that meat is. It's like an inch and a half. Like it's, yeah, Matt's like, great. That's so good. It's real thick. Okay, so I get all over with the salt, even the sides, get the sides too. All of it.
Oh, Kelly said she's salt bay over there.
Yeah, just sprinkle it. Sprinkles. And then pepper grinder. You can use regular pepper too. Don't, I'm not too fancy. When I'm at home, I have my like table, what, do you have beans on the pepper grinder? Oh, gross. Adorable. Okay, this also, just for the record, you know, this is how any good steak is made. This method works for ribeyes, strip loins, whatever you're doing. So the only thing that'll change is how long you put the steak in the oven. And that just depends on how thick your steak is. I know Chase, my man, y'all know Chase. Most of y'all know Chase. He hates doing steaks. The only time he only recently has gotten comfortable doing it, and it's because he has a thermometer that he uses. So this is super important. Make sure you have a thermometer for this. Okay, so our pan is nice and hot. It gets like, you can tell when it gets a little smoky and gets ripply. Y'all let me know how the sound is when this happens. Is it good? Hear that sizzle? Okay, I'm gonna move this. So yeah, you like put it in there and then leave it alone. Don't touch it. Leave it in the pan. I have a tendency, no touchy. It's still such a good movie.
What is that one? Oh, Bubbles.
No, no, Emperor's New Groove. Come on.
Oh, dang it.
Come on.
Emperor's New Groove.
Emperor's New Groove. It's still relevant. It's still amazing. Yes. Okay. So leave it alone. Don't touch it. You're going to want to touch it. I know you. You're going to want to touch it and move it and like just leave it. You want to let it get a nice crust on it. And then you can flip it and then we're going to pop it in the oven. So the oven should be on 450. I do. I have a hot pad for you. She's going to run it to the oven when it's time. I could not think of the word oven. So just let it go. Let it do its thing. That's the hardest part for me is like, I want to touch it and do things. Don't. Although I do need to kind of check the crust on it. It could use a little more time.
How are your potatoes?
Potatoes are good. Potatoes still need, yeah, she ain't ready yet. She ain't ready. So yeah, you definitely want to get a thermometer. Super important. You want to cook this to 125. You want to pull it at 125. So we're going to pop it in. As soon as it's turned and it's ready to go to the oven, we're going to give it about 5 to 6 minutes. Temp it. When it's at 125, you want to pull it.
Did you oil the skillet?
I did. I put an oil in there. A little bit, like a tablespoon. I'm going to flip it because look at that. I'm so afraid I'm going to drop this. Actually, can you camera to me? Yeah, camera two. Can you see that? Nope. It's way too, you can't see.
Oh, yeah,
There we go. Get a little shade on it. Yeah, a little crust, a little juicy too. So I'm going to flip it. Next side. I keep thinking it's not going to be too smoky, and then like, look at all that smoke. Okay, smells good, right? Yeah. Okay, let her go. Let her do her thing. How is everybody? Are we there? Are we like feeling confident? We're like doing the thing.
Are you shaking your head?
Shaking your head, no. Shaking your head, yes. Where are we?
Oh no.
What's wrong?
Just unmute, Haley.
Hello. I was slow on heating up my skillet, so I'm a smidge behind. Very sorry.
Oh, no worries.
But did you say how long per side? Sorry. That's all.
I want to say about a minute and a half. It depends on how hot your pan is. I'm going to say like a minute. It's been a minute per side. And then we're going to pop it in the oven. I think this is ready to go in the oven. Once it has this nice like brown crust on it, look at that. We're going to put it in the oven now. Vanessa, are you ready? Do you want to come back here? Is that weird?
Yeah.
Or no? Okay. Smoky. You got it?
Yes.
Yes. Yes. That one's thicker.
I know, but I like that one to the bottom.
Okay. God bless. You got this. And I'm gonna go ahead and move this. Actually, yeah, I'm gonna move this. Get it out of the way. Okay. Okay, I think our potatoes are actually almost done, but I'm gonna hold off on that. I'm gonna wait till we're feeling. Who has steak in the oven at this point? Give me a thumbs up. No thumbs up yet. That's fine. That's fine. I was checking to see how done my potatoes were. Okay. So at this point, I'm going to show you guys how to peel and devein shrimp. Ooh, you know what I need? I need a paring knife, and if you can't find that, just any regular knife will do. While she's doing it, I'm just going to pull these out and just put them in a paper towel. Put them over here. So usually this is like, when I go to events, this is how it looks. Look how green it is. They're like ready to go, and then we just pop it in a skillet and get them like, so green. We get them cooked. Okay, so we're gonna peel and devein shrimp. If you've never done this before, just in case, I wanna show you how to do it. I'm gonna have to put on some very small gloves for my hands. Please don't judge me. You all know how, I have large man hands. Look at this. These are mediums. Oh, no. Are y'all ready for this? Yeah. She's real tight. I feel like I could do surgery or something. Like this is how tight a surgeon's, I don't know. I'm about to do surgery on these little camera to me. Look at this. Shrimps. So tight, so tight. All right. So shrimps, shrimps, that's how I'm gonna say it. I know things. Okay, so if you've never peeled and deveined shrimp before, is this camera too bright for you to see the details on it? Yeah. Okay, so I'll just do this one. So see how it has little legs and this little tail? So you want to take his little legs, sorry little guy, and you want to take it and then just like unwrap it, like a little, bloop, like a little present. And you can unwrap it all the way to like that last segment, which is the tail. I would suggest keeping the tail on just for presentation's sake. It just looks classier. It is more of a hassle when you're eating it, but at least it's like a little handle. You can take it off if you want because it's your show, so take them off if you want to. Okay, so do that. You're gonna take your little, I'll show you another one. Take the little legs and just unpeel. Unpeel? That's a word. That's not a word. And just peel, unwind. That's the word I'm looking for. It's like unwind. Something all unwinding right now?
Oh, they are definitely unwinding.
Yeah, you are. Yeah, you are. I see
Ashley
you.
said she's becoming aware of a lot of mistakes she's making while cooking.
That's good. That's good. Like, I mean, is it a mistake or is it just a different way to do things? Okay, so to devein, you want to take the back of that shrimp. Look at that little guy. You got your knife. You can use a big knife. You can use a little knife, whatever works for you. You're going to take that and you're just going to gently go about halfway through that shrimp all the way along its back. And then you should see the little vein. And you can take your knife and pull that out. Or you can use, I use my fingers. You can, sometimes it helps to have water. Like back in the day when I worked at the restaurant, just pounds. I used to have to peel and devein pounds of shrimp. I would just like stand over the sink and just like run it underwater, and it actually is helpful to like get the little vein out. I also really love it when they don't have it. I'm like, oh, like 2 in a row, no vein. Such a dork.
I don't know what that means. I don't know how to feel about that.
Okay, so real talk, this is a poop vein. This is what this is, right? So like when I don't have to deal with the poop vein, I'm psyched about that. I'm like, okay, like, yay, that's one less gross thing I have to do as a chef. Yay. Okay, so all our little babies are peeled and deveined. Easy, right? I'm gonna give you guys some time, so now if you're cooking at home, you have like a tablespoon at a time. I'm gonna start with 3, that's about a little less than 1/4 cup, 3 tablespoons. And then I'm just gonna start mashing, just kind of getting it ready to go. Otherwise it starts to like spurt out, and I'm just like, I'm gonna get it going a little bit. This is why, put that back in there, it's totally fine. A little bit more. Salt to taste. Remember, you can always add, but you can't take it away. That's like my mom's favorite saying when we cook. So same goes for salt. It goes for the cream, all that stuff. So you're getting like a nice, yeah, okay, and a little bit more. So at this point, it should be pretty, yeah. See, this it always spurts out. Also depends on how big your pot is. These are like tiny little baby pots. There we go. We did it. That's nice and whipped. From here, we're gonna add our horseradish. So this is also to taste. If you got the grocery kit, you don't wanna just dump in all that horseradish. Start with like half of it and see where that takes you flavor-wise. You might not be into a super strong horseradish. I personally like it, so I'm gonna do about a tablespoon right in there. I'm gonna do a little extra. I like it.
Make sure everyone's checking their steak.
Check your steak, your filet, whatever. It's steak, it's beef. Check that beef, and then yeah, just give it a little thing, give it a little whisk. So the best part about this, you've done it in this pot already. Your mashed potatoes are ready to go. You're gonna give it a taste, make sure they're like ready for service, like that. They're awesome. I'm gonna put my lid on it, set it on your stove. It's ready for when you're ready. Ready for when you're ready. Okay.
I have a question.
Yeah, lay it on me.
When you pull your steaks out, do you take them off of your cast iron or you leave them on that?
Yes, take them off, put them on a plate. Like when she comes back, we're gonna put it on a plate and I'm gonna tent it with foil.
Cool, thank you.
And put it to the side. So the reason we do that is we're gonna let it rest before we cut into it, because otherwise what happens is when you plate it and you haven't given it time to rest, all the juices flow out onto it. And it like, you get this like bloody like drip through your mashed potatoes and it's like not the cutest look I've ever seen. So that's helpful. Is she ready?
Yes.
She's ready. Give me that. Thank you very much. Yep. So rest it on our little plate. We got the tent. It doesn't have to be like tightly wrapped. We're just kind of gently wrapping it. This is what you do before you slice. You have options. When you plate, you can slice up your meat, plate it. You can leave it whole so people can cut their own. It's your show. It's your plate. You do what you want to do with it. I like to keep it whole just because I don't know, I just like it. But if I was doing like a big like ribeye and like I'm feeding a family and I don't want everyone to have a huge piece of ribeye, if I have like little kids or something, slice it up, put it on the plate, and then people can get as much as they want, right?
Sure.
Yeah. Okay, so last thing we're gonna do, actually, I just thought, sorry, y'all heard that. I just thought we could use that skillet to do the shrimp. Grab me that skillet. Grab me that skillet, girl. So, yeah, you can actually grab it for me if you want.
Okay.
So we're actually gonna use that same skillet to cook our shrimp in, because why dirty a whole nother dish, right? That's my Ashley saying, by the way. That's you, girl. She always asks me, she's like, but how many dishes is that? And I'm like, I respect that. I respect that. Leave that on there. Be careful, whatever you do. And if this feels too advanced, I totally get it. Keep a handle on this, because even I, with my whatever many years of experience, burn my hand every single time. So I'm gonna take that same skillet, it has all the meat juices, and I'm just gonna throw my shrimp in there. Because I don't wanna do a whole nother pan for that. You can do a whole other pan if you want, but I don't wanna do that. Let's do that. You know what else I'm realizing about this? It's not the mirror thing.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's my production notes. Also, just to throw this out there for y'all, we're gonna send out like a little survey. So y'all just like lay into me on all the things that you love about this right now. Are we feeling confident, my cookers?
Thumbs up.
Anyone left behind? No one left behind. Okay. So give it a couple of minutes. I will say the only drawback with doing your shrimp like this is that it's just gonna be a little bit darker, but it's gonna be a little tastier because it's gonna taste beefier. That's a good description. It's gonna be beefier. You guys, I'm glad y'all know me mostly, right?
So these don't take very long.
No.
I was shrimping this the other night. It was like not even 2 or 3 minutes.
Yes.
Before it's done.
Shrimp takes like no time to cook. That's the beauty of shrimp. It's like done. Like you look at it and you're like, oh, you're done now. Great. So I pretty much, the time I put it in, it was like a minute and 15 seconds, not very long. I'm gonna put this to the side. I'm gonna grab a fresh skillet. She's so fresh. We're gonna do our asparagus because we're almost ready to plate our food. So at this point, you should be like, all right, everyone come to the table. We're gonna start, and then you can get everything organized, like set the table, did the things, you're finishing up plating, and then good to go. Okay, so tablespoon of oil. What, chat? Are you?
No, I'm not. I'm telling you all the things.
She is chatting secretly behind my back.
No.
I know you're side chatting.
Somebody said, I love you unconditionally.
Oh, is it Ashley? It is,
Yes.
isn't it? I knew it. I knew it. I'm not joking about the whole thing.
I have a question about your fresh skillet. Can it be the old skillet, or why the new skillet?
I don't know. I just like it, and I have the shrimp over here. I usually, I will say this. I usually keep like veggie things veggie, meat things meat, as just like a habit, you know. But you could use the same skillet.
Let's do it. Let's do it.
Cool.
Use the same skillet. Yeah.
Derek's like, yeah.
He's like, yeah, we got this. Okay, so asparagus first in there. And you're literally just like, this is like medium heat. Stick those in there. All right, settle down. You wanna go ahead and make sure it's nice and dry though, because you will get a little pushback from the water. And then you sprinkle a little, like 1 clove of garlic in there, which is like half a teaspoon, not too much. I'm gonna throw a little more oil in there. I feel like I wasn't generous enough the first time. Also, you guys are seeing how, like, even a chef's not gonna get it right the first time. You just gotta kind of like add as you go. A little bit of pepper. The reason you wanna do medium heat on this too is that you don't want that garlic